We got out of 3 Liga quickly. I mean, we won the league the first year we were in it. We got out of the Bundesliga 2 a lot quicker than I thought. We finished third one season. We finished first last year. Now we're back in the Bundesliga with the big boys. And this season, I don't think there's going to be any surprises. It's going to be a relegation fight, and we will be lucky to finish mid-table, especially because we didn't have a huge transfer budget, and I've been flirting with exceeding the wage scale on more than one occasion. That said, I think we had a solid transfer window. I think we're built to survive this season, and that's all we're looking to do. My name is FM21, and this is the Red Devils Rising. And we are going to start here, the transfer window. We were really active, and we got a couple of really good players, including one I was not expecting at all. First, on the outs, Marco Hahn and Tristan Didier went to Allen and Oriental on loan, respectively. Ben Shackleton, my young English defensive center back, went to Blackpool on loan, and they are paying a lot of his salary. Lucas Kalala, Mannheim made an unsolicited offer for him, and he wanted to go. I unloaded him for 73,000 euros. Kenny Prince Redondo came to me at the end of last season, said he had pretty much reached the limit of his abilities, and he wanted to go to a team where he could excel. He wasn't going to be happy coming off the bench and seeing his playing time reduced. I said, sure, no problem. I tried moving him last January transfer window, and it didn't work, and he was fine with that. He recognized I at least made the effort. And then this offseason, Dresden came in, made an offer of 3.7 million euros, which was easily more than his value. And so he is back in the Bundesliga too. I think he'll have a solid career there. He is very much, with these mentals and these technicals, he's not a Bundesliga player, but he is a good contributor. He had some very good seasons for us. 7 goals, 7 assists, 4 goals, 3 assists, and he was not a full-time starter. I'm not sad to see him go, but we wouldn't be where we are without him, that's for sure. On the ends, Derek Abu comes to us on loan from Lazio, a defensive right back, 19 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, physically really, really good. Mentally, solid, 17 determination I love, 14 work rate, 12 teamwork, the positioning I'm working on, that's coming up. Technically, not bad, but it could be better in a couple of areas. The 9 crossing is a bit on the low side. We're going to work on that as well. The 11 first touch is nice. His marking and tackling aren't the best. We need to work on that as well. But I have him playing wing back more often than not in the formation. He is going to be in the rotation, and he will probably get the majority of the starts this season. That is the plan. Hugo Vallejo is probably my star signing, and I got him on a free. 23 years old, comes to us from Real Madrid, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Physically, very, very good. Mentally, very, very good. The 5 positioning is a bit of a bummer, but everything else more than makes up for that. And the bravery and the aggression are a little bit on the low side, but I'm okay with those. Technically, he is solid. I mean, when a 3 long throw is the only thing that you can quibble about, you can't complain. I brought him in to essentially replace Redondo and fill in at the advanced midfielder on the left. He plays an inverted winger really well, I should say. He's also a more than capable striker. He is definitely going to be part of the rotation. He had a very good preseason, and thus far, he's gotten off to a decent start in the Bundesliga. 1 goal, 1 assist in 4 appearances. He didn't have the best career at Madrid, and given his attributes, it's easy to see why. He's a good player. He's just not Real Madrid good. I mean, you're competing with guys like, who do they have on their squad now? Borja Mayoral was on their squad for the longest time, and he is a very good striker. Who do they got? They got Rodrigo, they got Eden Hazard, Raheem Sterling, Alexander Isak, who I believe just came in on a transfer, Gabriel Barbosa. And if we go all their players, Juanma Hernandez strikes me as a regen. Nope, he's a younger player. Andre Gudjohnsen, that's a name I haven't heard before, but he's at Real Madrid for a reason. They think he's definitely something. So it's just one of those cases where he was just never going to crack the starting lineup. He could have gone to a lower division team in Spain, but decided to come to us. And he is actually on a fairly good contract. He's a regular starter, 11,500 euros a week. For this, I can't complain about that. I mean, what's the point? Gianfilippo Felicioli comes to us from Venezia. I needed help at the defensive back line. If we're going to stay up this season, the defense has to get better. That means not starting younger players with potential. That means bringing in established players who know what they're doing and can do it well. Gianfilippo Gian fits that pretty much to a T. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Physically, he's solid. Mentally, he's solid. Technically, he's good where it counts. 12 crossing, 11 first touch, 10 marking, 10 passing, 10 tackling, 11 technique. A couple of those could get a little bit better, maybe not a lot better, but he's definitely a solid player. He is going to be part of the backline rotation for the next couple of years. And 16,500 euros for a squad player contract. So he knows he's not the full-time starter. He's happy not being the full-time starter. And for that, I get a player of this quality who runs down the left, gets forward whenever possible, and knocks the ball past the opponent. He's a very good attacking fullback. And more often than not, I usually have my wing backs and fullbacks in the formation on automatic. And then during the course of the game, I'll switch off from attacking to balanced or defensive. And that works really well for me. So, Matias Sosa, Argentinian, came across on the scouting reports. Now, I've got the ability to scout worldwide now. I just don't have the budget for it, but I still get scouting reports coming from agents and other things in Brazil. I have one scout who's really knowledgeable about South America. I don't know that has anything to do with it, but I took a flyer on Matias Sosa, 9,000 euros a week on a squad player contract, 22 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, defensive center back. Physically, not the best, but he's not the worst. Mentally, the 5 aggression's a bit of a bummer, especially for a defensive center back. Other areas, he's decent in, but again, nothing spectacular or outstanding. Technically, 12 heading, 14 marking, 14 tackling. He's here as a backup more than anything else. If I can get him some regular playing time and get him into a good training program, I think he'll see this 3.5-star potential. I don't think he'll be a full-time starter, but he's definitely worth keeping on the bench and bringing in to spell some people. Lucas Bernat, 16-year-old, he came across on the scouting. Like his agent came across, hey, my client's available. He's Slovakian. He's got one under-21 cap, and he was on it free. So his agent was essentially out there just in the weeds, essentially trying to get anybody to bring him in. Now, a 16-year-old who has an international appearance already, why not bring him in and take a look? And I did. I brought him in on trial. I had him here for 2 weeks. And when I saw what he was like now at 16 years old, I couldn't sign him fast enough. Physically, he's really good. The strength can get better. I mean, everything's improving. Most everything's improving. Mentally, he's solid for his age. 16 years old. 16 years old. He's this good already. 5-star potential. I think he's probably a 4-star player. But 11 dribbling, 11 first touch, 13 free kick taking, 14 passing, 11 technique. Advanced midfielder on the right. He's going to be on the under-19s for at least the next couple of years. When he turns 18, I can loan him out. I just got to remember to keep getting him on contracts before he gets poached. I think he has the potential of being a contributor at the Bundesliga level when he's in his early 20s. Pelao Ortiz comes to us from Spain. I needed a backup keeper. I went to my director of football and said, hey, we need a backup keeper, a youth player, and he popped up. I scouted him, saw he was 1-star current, 4.5-star potential. I'm not in charge of youth training. I probably should be, otherwise those won't be going down. frankly, right now, he's just a guy, and I needed a guy on my under-19s. I only have 3 keepers on the squad. I have my 2 senior keepers and my youth keeper, but my youth keeper's on the bench more often than that because I rotate him and my other goalkeeper out. One of them is on the bench one week, the other's on the bench the next week. With 9 players on the bench, I'm okay doing that. So, and in cases where Cheered, T-J-E-E-R-D, Jeerd is on the bench, it means he's not available for the under-19 games. I need another 19 goalie because our under-19 squad is really, really good. They did really well last season, and I want them to keep doing well. And so, in comes Pelao Ortiz. Thomas Anderson also comes in on a free, 16 years old. Same situation as, I'm totally blanking on his name now, we were just looking at him, Lucas Burnett. His agent said, hey, I'm trying to drum up support, or I'm trying to drum up interest in my client. He's capped at the under-19 level for Denmark, for crying out loud. Brought him in, same situation. He was here for 2 weeks. I saw his potential. I saw what he is right now and said, in 5 years, he can be a 3-star player. I'm just going to have to take over individual training for him or move him to the senior squad and figure something out that way. Defensive center back, can also play a decent midfielder. I'll probably keep him at defensive center back. 20 aggression is, whoa. Physically, balance, jumping reach, natural fitness are all great. Mentally, just mention the aggression. His bravery is good. Concentration's nice. Positioning, teamwork, work rate are all nice. 10 marking, 12 tackling, 10 heading already. If we were regional league football, or maybe like Vanarama South, Evo Stick Premier, that level, he would be dominating there. So the fact that he's 16, I have high hopes for him, and he's here on a free. In addition to Vallejo, Marco de Graca is probably one of my best signings ever in my short FM career. Now, no one can beat Victor Kolarek. He was my striker at USL Dunkirk, FM17. That's on the Sports Interactive website. Marco de Graca on a free 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 14,750 euros a week on a squad player contract. He's a rotation player. He knows he's a rotation player. He's happy with the rotation contract. Physically solid. The natural fitness is outstanding. He can run for not days and days and days, but days and hours and hours. Mentally, really solid. The positioning I'm working on, that's coming up at the 18 determination, 13 anticipation, 12 composure, 12 concentration, 14 work rate, 13 positioning. Technically, he's good where it counts. 13 finishing, 13 first touch, 12 heading, 12 technique. He's a pressing forward, and I love a pressing forward in this 4-2-4. He's a decent complete forward and advanced forward as well. He's one of those jack of all trades, master of none strikers. And frankly, I can't believe I got him on a free. He was at Juve. They loaned him out 3 times in a row, and then they decided to let him go. And at Brescia, who were a decent squad last season, they're in Serie B, but they're still a decent squad. He had 11 goals and 40, and it's 6.79. He already has a goal and 2 for us. 21 years old, he will be a fixture on this team for years to come. If he's not, it's because I got an obscene amount of money offered for him, and I took it. Lukas Begier comes to us from Rangers, 150,000 euros. I needed a guy who could play anywhere on the defensive back line, and he fit the bill. He was the right price as well. Comes to us on a squad player contract, capped at the L21 level for Poland. He's young, 21 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, and I think he can get close to that 5-star ability. Physically, he's solid, and he's fast too. He's pacey. His acceleration's nice. He's 6'3", 174 pounds. Mentally, he's getting better in the areas I want him to get better in, especially his off the ball. And his aggression is going to go up once I start training him in that. The bravery is adequate. His heading is a 13. That's coming up. His jumping reach is an 18. I can put him in the center of the box or on a post, and he can defend it really well. The fact that all his technicals are coming up tells me I'm doing something right by training. I've got him playing ball-playing defender more often than not. I think if he gets a decent amount of playing time in the next couple of seasons, he will be a stalwart at defensive center back. Now, one of the reasons I like him is because he's also accomplished at defensive left back and defensive right back. So I can start him or put him on the bench, and he can come in and play either or any of those positions, I should say, and I'm not going to be worried about how he does. For 150,000 euros, why not? Miguel Magalhaes, tilde's over an A. I don't know how to pronounce those. It's like the Portuguese umlaut, isn't it? Defensive right back, 20 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. This was a move for the future that may or may not pan out. The big reasons I picked him were because his physicals and mentals in the areas that are important are really, really solid. I keep saying solid a lot, but it's the truth. 16 acceleration, 14 agility, 14 pace. The stamina's coming up. The strength is adequate. Mentally, he's really good where I like them to be really good. Is aggression is nice, composure, concentration, decision-making, determination is nice, positioning and teamwork, they're more than adequate. What am I getting this message down here for? Let me close that out. Technically, he could be better. I'll be the first to admit that, but the 10 crossing is nice right now. The marking and tackling do need to improve, as does the passing, but he will be part of the defensive right back rotation for this season. Comes to us on a squad player contract, 11,000 euros a week. And he provides depth and youth, which is something the board was looking for. And then last but not least is Melia Soro. I needed some help on the midfield line, and I needed a good box-to-box midfielder for the right price, and he fits the bill. 25 years old, Ivorian, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Physically, mentally, technically, he's everything I'm looking for a player in this role. He's not lacking in any one area, and he has the chance to improve and excel. 16,000 euros a week on a squad player contract. Because of the promotion, everybody I had on the roster got at least a minimum 10% raise, and that ate up a huge chunk of our transfer budget money and our wage bill. After that, I actually had to go in and make an adjustment to get back under the wage bill, which means we weren't as active in the transfer market as I would have liked. There were maybe better players out there, but they weren't that much better, but they were 5 and 6 times as expensive. You know, if I can get a player that's maybe okay, he's a couple of points better in a couple of areas in each one of these, but they want 10 million for him instead of 700,000. Why am I not going to spend the 700,000 and still get a quality, capable player? I mean, I'm not saying he's the poor man's N'Golo Kante or Frank Kessie or anything like that, but I will say the one thing in his defense is his eyes don't follow you anywhere you go, everywhere you go, like Frank Kessie's does. I mean, seriously. I realize it's a joke I've made before, but when you have this as a bigger photo, like the DF11 photo where it takes up everything, those eyes follow you everywhere. It's completely unintentional, but man, it'll weird you out. And that is our transfer window. We spent 1.5, we sold 3.8, 3.7 of which was Kenny Price Redondo. Budget-wise, that leaves us with 1.4 million euros in the transfer budget, and we're up against it on the payroll budget. If I want to bring a player in, I'm gonna have to figure out something. In terms of players we have in, I was setting up training, and I've got to get back to my view. In terms of salary, Willem Gubbles is our highest paid player, and that's to be expected, especially since he got the nice raise at the end of last season. Mamadou Decore, Nabil Tawazi, Stefano Mazzini, Marlon Ritter, Vaclav Jamelka, are all 20,000 plus. I suspect Ritter and Jamelka might not be here after the season. Same with Markovic. Gennaro is definitely going to stay here. He's a solid player. And I'm more than happy to pay him the money that I'll get from Ritter, who is injured and out for the next 2 months. Broke his foot. And Sheer Decker, that's the other guy. That's my other keeper. He's picked up a couple injuries. But, then like Eric Bailey is also making close to 16,000 euros, and he's 29 years old. He's not going to be here for, he's not going to be here 3 years down the road. I can almost guarantee you that. So, we had a pretty good offseason. I had a couple friendlies canceled on me, which is kind of a bummer. The season started a little bit earlier than I thought it would. But as you can see, we played mostly our affiliates. I've tried getting better affiliates. If I do have a complaint about FM20, it's how they handle the affiliates this year. Because, frankly, these just aren't good affiliates for us. I don't think they are. They're all German lower division teams, and as a result, when I do get good young players in, like, where are they at? Like my 18-year-olds, like Nicodemo Santini, who's getting first-team playing time, or Tristan Didier, or Ben Shackleton, they don't want to go there because they think it's not a good enough league for them to be in. And so, I go look for, I can't cancel the link, which is interesting. I wonder if that's a responsibilities thing. Staff responsibilities. That's all team talk. Scouting responsibilities, transfer contract, media, training, tactics, match day. I mean, I'm not seeing anything in here that is about affiliates. This is what the staff handles. So I did go in and changed 3 of the clubs to... two of the clubs, Primstall and TSG Kaisersalutern. I have the ability to send players to them, but I can't loan a player out until they're 18. That's my understanding. And the quality of clubs they're not... My players are going to go there, and they're just going to end up dominating, and they're not going to get any better. And the kicker is, I can't cancel these. I can't look for a senior affiliate because I'm in the Bundesliga. If I go to negotiate existing, look at adding a loan agreement. Well, there's no option here to say, I don't want this as an affiliate anymore. I can't cancel it. And if I do go look for an affiliate club, we'll go forward a day here. They say no. So I go to discuss it. Okay, so we're going to go this route. If this request isn't granted, I can see the club being left behind. No, we're going to go with this one. I really can't stress enough how important I believe this to be. You can ask as much as you like. It's not going to do you any good. At some point in time, they're going to reach a point with you where it's going to be like, we said no, and that's it. So we're hampered. Our lack of good affiliates and the inability to cancel the existing links we have to essentially force the board to find better affiliates for us is really going to hurt us. I don't even know that I could look for a senior affiliate. And because I've already looked for an affiliate today, if I go to tomorrow, and this here is potentially a double-edged sword as well. If I get a senior affiliate, it's going to be a good squad in a good division, I would think. And if I send my youth players there, they're not going to get any playing time. Yeah, I can't even look for an affiliated club now. So it's a bridge we're going to have to cross eventually. So we got the season off to a nice start. I didn't realize we had our Pokal game. Part of me still thinks this is Cologne, not Victoria Cologne. But as it was, we beat them 3-1. Nabil Tawazi, Markovic, and Bresciani with goals. Against Bayern, we got beat 4-1. It was expected. Nabil Tawazi got an almost extra time goal. Mamadou Doucouré got things off to a flying start with an own goal in the 4th minute. And Leroy Sané had a hat-trick's worth of goals within 23 minutes. They just, they're Bayern. They completely thumped us. They had 39 shots, 18 on target. we had 16-5, which was decent. We had our chances. I think it wasn't Mazzini ended up being player of the match here. Yeah, he was player of the match for us here. He ended up on an 8-4, and that's after allowing in 4 goals because he was just freaking stellar between the sticks. So against RB Leipzig, we got one over on them. We beat them. Oh, no, we were at Eintracht Frankfurt next. I'm sorry. I skipped this. We were at Eintracht Frankfurt next. This was a banger of a game. Nabil Touazi, a brace of goals. Lazar Markovic, a goal. Take a look at this here. We had 9 shots, 5 on target. They had 36 and 17. Mazzini again on an 8.3. Touazi got us started. Sau equalized. Markovic put us up. Sau equalized. Kostic and Sau scored to put them ahead. Gennaro got sent off on a straight red, and I would have thought the floodgates would have opened, but we only allowed 1 more goal. Then Markovic had the own goal. It was off a set piece, and then Touazi got the extra time goal to make the score look closer than it actually was. We had some solid performances. Jamelka, Touazi, and Markovic up top, but it was just one of those things where Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayern are both really good teams. Now, we got ourselves right against RB Leipzig. They're a solid squad, but we beat them 2-1 thanks to goals by Willem Goebbels and Vallejo. And then against Cologne, FC Cologne, I keep mistaking these two teams for each other, but this is FC Cologne. We beat them 2-0. Markovic a goal and Graca a goal in the 49th minute. This was a very good game for us. We had 15 shots rather, 8 on target. A huge completion or a huge possession advantage. Everybody had a fairly solid game except Goebbels, and I believe that is because he got injured in the preseason. Nope, he's just having an off start to the season, and that's going to happen. So, how long is good grief? It's almost gone half an hour. Editing, I can probably get that down to maybe 20-25 minutes. But I think what we're going to do is just call this episode good. We're going to come back next episode at Schalke and Fortuna Dusseldorf. For the moment, we're only 4 games in. So we're 10th. We got a negative goal differential. I think in order to stay up, it's 18 teams. So we're playing 34 games. It's probably the Lujo ratio. We're going to need 34 points minimum to stay up. And it's going to be tough. We want to stay out of 16th place. But the nice thing is the money is really, really good. It's not Premier League good, but it's up there. You get 107 million euros for finishing in first place. What's the Premier League at? 45.19? That's not right. No, because you make up for that with all the TV money. Your TV money in the Premier League is like 100 million euros easy. So, oh, look at that. Crystal Palace got relegated. But anywho, I think, we're aiming for 12th place. That's if we finish above 12th, it's going to be a miracle. I think. I realize I've said that before. I said that the last couple of years we were in Bundesliga too, but this year I firmly believe that's true. We're going to need, call it 35 points to stay up. And Bayern, Frankfurt's good, Bayern's good, Stuttgart's good. All of these teams are good. We were picked to be relegated, 701 odds. So we've definitely got our work cut out for us. So, that said, I think we had a really good transfer window. The one thing I did want to look at was injuries as well. I could have sworn. Yeah, Ritter's out. Ritter's the one with the broken foot. Sosa had a sports hernia. Decker has a concussion. That's pretty much it. Coles had a pulled groin. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So, we've definitely got our work cut out for us. But I think this is going to be a fun season. I think probably three to 5 seasons in the Bundesliga. See if we can't get to Champions League football and go from there. The plan, knock on wood, is at the beginning of the new year, transition over to my full-time save. Well, my full-time FM save, not the beta save, which is going to be an Eastern European journeyman. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. The name pronunciation alone is going to be worth the entertainment value. So, fingers crossed, I like our chances. But then again, I tend to be an optimist. This is happening a lot more too. Good grief. We'll get this sorted out. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please have a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM21. I thank you for watching.